Hello my dudes and welcome back to All the Mods 9 to the Sky. Last episode we mastered autocrafting using refined storage. It took us a while, it was complicated, we made some mistakes, but we did get there in the end. Now what we're going to be doing this episode is solving our power problem in the short term. We could progress down mechanism to get a nuclear reactor, but before we do, I want to see what I can do with the power, with an H, thermal power plant we have going on. We kind of left things pretty bare bones after our first pass, but we're going to return and make the best thermal generators we can. Now, autocrafting really is a marvel. Basically, I've gone through and made patterns for all of the things we're going to need to actually make one of these thermo generators that's hardened. And using these patterns, we can kind of just keep going through the chain. This is used to make a thermo generator blazing, so we can basically just put all of these recipes into patterns that's going to make crafting these things so much easier. It's going to make it ridiculously easy. Now, the one thing that's going to be tricky is actually automating energized steel, but I think it's actually going to be possible. If we put a crafter facing the energizing orb from Powah, it should know how to turn gold and iron into energized steel. It's an exciting idea, and I want to try this out. And also, if it can make that, it can also probably make the blazing crystal. So we'll make a recipe for that. Guess we'll use blaze powder because why not? We've got loads of that. And let's see if we can go even further to the next stage, which is going to be, niotic crystal. Hang on a sec. No, wait, that's just diamonds. Okay, yeah, that's no worries at all. So what's the stage beyond diamonds? Well, that's used for that, used for that. The next stage is spirited crystal, which is emeralds. Oh my god, yeah, so easy. And we have run out of patterns, so I reckon maybe niotic is where we stop. But for reference, what is the next stage anyway? Spirited crystal is used to make the generator spirited. The next stage is nitro, which is, another star, which is where we do have to stop. But certainly getting to spirited level is going to be pretty simple. Now, for neatness' sake, we're going to use different crafters for different mods. So I'm going to put all of the power stuff we need over here for now. Good to go. I'm also going to craft myself another one of these wireless transmitters, so I can use this while I'm down there in the power plant. And it's a very simple craft, so we'll just toss some stuff in here. We need some quartz enriched iron, but we can press Control again on this and have the computer make us a bunch. Oh no, well, we've got loads of iron and quartz in here anyway, so no worries. So there we go, a wireless transmitter, and of course this is going to need a range upgrade. I have one range upgrade spare for some reason, but we can use this, if we can find the recipe, to just make loads more. 1, 2, wait, what am I missing now? There we go. 2, 4. There we go. This should be good. I'll bring the cable as well and my wireless crafting grid, and we should be good to go. Right, well, let's go and see what we can do with power. So here we go. Luckily enough, the cable does come this way, so I can plonk this over here. We can put the wireless transmitter on top, like that, and plug into this those range upgrades. Oh yeah, 48 blocks. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So we have a whole bunch of hardened thermo generators. To get to the next stage, what we're going to have to do is rebuild our energizing orb setup. Basically, one of you guys suggested that I shouldn't really be focusing on making loads and loads of the energy pylons. Instead, I should just focus on making like 3 really good ones. So we're going to dig out the bag over here. We can neaten this up with some diorite. Do I have any diorite with me? Yeah, loads of this stuff. And yeah, we'll give it just a neat kind of port for us to bring a cable into here. This is going to be a power cable, of course. And also, because we want to kind of make sure we're getting the best bang for our buck, the best possible power coming up here, I'm tempted to move from Elite Universal Cable all the way up to Ultimate. Let's see if we can do that. So I've got the wireless crafting grid. Elite is used to make Ultimate. We'll make, there's 1. And there we go, 48 of the Ultimate Universal Cable. So let's take a look. We're going to be replacing these cables because these are elite at the moment. Let's sever this from the system so we don't accidentally ulti-mine it. There we go, and use ulti-mine over here like this, and drag over all of this ultimate universal cable. Eventually, we want to get these power generators up to a level where this cable is needed to just get the power out of the system. There we go. And what we're also going to do is move this energy cube over here. We can maybe make it a better one, actually. We've got remote access to our computer, so why not? Use this to make the next stage. So we're going to need a couple of energy tablets. We're going to need loads of these, so we might as well make a bunch. Energy cube, basic energy cube. And again, this is used to make the advanced. It never drags it down though for some reason. So there's the advanced. We'll use this again to make the elite. Because elite's a pretty good place to land. So we'll put the elite cube. This is the second one that we've made. But they're pretty good, pretty useful. And my friends, we shall plug this in over here. So basically this acts as like a buffer. So power goes in via the purple and out via the blue. There we go. And we can see it's going down because the system is drawing a little bit more power than we can supply at the moment. Well, my friends, let's remedy that. So we're going to take some cable now, more of this universal cable, dig a bit of a hole through this glass. Is there glass there? Oh no, it's empty. Oh, perfect. And up that goes. We're going to feed this around the back to the upstairs. Yeah, here we go. Oh man, look at that alignment. That is perfect. So we'll bring it up like this. And through into here. Amazing. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring the cable around like this. We're going to have pylons on either side of our energizing orb. The energizing orb is going to go here. We're going to put a crafter here so that the crafter and the computer system can use the energizing orb. And we'll interface that via a cable down to the rest of our network. Okay, well let's think about this. We're going to need a hole here and we're going to need to feed the cable up. Oh, that's going to look a little bit messy, isn't it? Ah, no, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. So down with the cable. And that comes up here. Okay, let's go and hook this up to the network. Wait, no, in fact, this doesn't even need to come inside the factory. We can basically route this outside. That's a much better idea. Oh, I've got loads and loads of jetpack fuel, so I'm not going to run out of that. That's a weight off my mind. So we'll bring the cable along here like this, nice and neat. Down here, and then hook it up. Oh yeah, good to go. Now we're almost hooked up. So let's see if we can create another crafter. We're not going to need a crazy one because basically, yeah, the diamond or whatever crafters aren't really going to be needed. I reckon we could probably just stick with maybe an iron crafter, 27 pattern slots. Yeah, we'll try and start with that. So a basic crafter first. Need the construction core. Oh, right, yeah, well, luckily enough, we can use our auto-crafting system to make the bits that we're missing. We need some basic processors. So, well, hang on a sec. Yeah, start. And there we go, we can make the construction core. Amazing, cool. Now we'll make the crafter. Upgrade that to an iron crafter. Boom. Actually, no, the way this works, we might as well go all the way to gold. And, well, you know what? Why stop there? Wait, did I make... I didn't make the recipe for smelting a neural processor, so we'll stick at a gold one for now. It should still be good. There we go, the gold crafter. So we've got the cable, the gold crafter. We will need an interface as well. And there we go, one interface block. Amazing. So this should all work. Now we'll also need the energizing orb. Did I put these things back in the computer? Well, we can see what we've got from the power mod stored up. We have some energizing rods, some starter ones, and some basic. We'll reuse the basic. We'll stick with 4 for now. We are going to need to, however, craft the energizing orb again. I'm not sure where that went. It was probably in my backpack when that perished. So there we go, 1 energizing orb. This doesn't have a level, you can't upgrade it. It always just basically is what it is. Alright, amazing. So let's go upstairs and plug all this in, get it configured and connected. So after some research and investigation, there is a way that we can actually use the Autocrafter to get this done, but it's a little bit tricky. We're going to use something called modular routers. Modular routers are super easy to make and very powerful, so honestly, just making these is really, really a smart move. Boom, there we go. 6 blank modules and 1 modular router. Oh wow, we get 4. Oh, interesting. So the modular router goes next to the crafter, like this. There we go. And now we're going to need a couple of modules to put inside this modular router. Now for the modular router, we need a puller module. Apparently it has to be a Mark II, so that's what we'll do. Not a difficult craft to make. The Mark 1 you have to do first. Yeah, okay, so let's go into my wireless crafting grid. And let's do this. Puller module Mark 1. Piston. God, we need loads of pistons, so I'm just going to make like 12. Then, yeah, a sticky piston. Slime ball on it. Why not? And there we go. There's a puller module Mark 1. Now we use it with an ender pearl to make a puller module Mark II. Very cool. Now with the puller module, we put it down onto our hotbar, shift right click on the energizing orb. There we go, that sound effect means it knows that it's going to pull items from this energizing orb, and we put the puller module inside. That means we no longer need this item cable and this chest that's got all of that lovely steel inside. Amazing. And we can get rid of this interface as well, because that doesn't need to be here either. Okay, cool. What's next? Now we need a detector module. So detector, here we go. There should be a detector module. There it is, detector module. And again, a pretty simple craft. We've kind of got everything we need for this. 1 redstone comparator. And bam, a detector module. Very cool. What this is going to do is detect when the energizing orb is empty. Now, before we put this inside the modular router, we're going to right click with it to set this up. So if this is the front of the modular router, the detection is going to happen on the right. That's where the crafter is. And setting that to wherever the crafter is all we need to do. Everything else we can kind of leave. So we're putting that in there as well. So this should pull an item from this thing and detect when it's empty. Right? Okay, cool. We'll need to connect this to our system, and we need to make sure that this is going to pull the energized steel or whatever we're making back into our system. So we're going to float down here, use an importer, luckily that we've made, get this on the right slot, and there we go. That should be good to go. It's not pulling anything else. No? Okay, cool. So in theory, this works. So the modular router pulls out the finished product of the energizing orb. It then scans the orb and decides that it's empty. Once it thinks the orb is empty, it will emit a pulse to the side that we configured. That's the right side where the crafter is. And this has to be done like this because the crafter is not very clever. It won't know that the orb in front of it doesn't need any more materials. So what it will do is it will just keep trying to fill it up with gold and iron. And the orb only works if it has 1 gold and 1 iron in it. So we need the router to send a pulse of redstone to the crafter, and the crafter needs to be set up so it only inserts a set of items once it receives a redstone pulse. Very complicated, but this will work. Just double check now that the energizing orb, yeah, it's set to redstone pulse, inserts next set. So this in theory should work. Let's give it a test run. So we basically want to request lots of energized steel. There's 75 in here already. If we hold Control and Shift and click on energized steel, we can ask it to make 64. We want 64 energized steel. Let's give it a go. So it's going to craft 64. It needs 32 gold, 32 iron. Press start. And 1 steel. 2 steel. Oh my god, it works. So simple, so powerful. So the modular router way of doing things is probably much better than messing around with an inventory checker and redstone and stuff. Yeah, modular routers, just so powerful. Now we're going to neaten this whole situation up because, yeah, it looks very, very messy indeed. So here we go, some polished diorite, bring that around the sides, make it look all nice and neat. We're going to also fill in this wooden floor as well, because that looks terrible. And there we go. Now we could also bring around more ultimate universal cable to get more power into these pylons. Yeah, there we go. And we could also seal the whole system so none of this ugly pipework is visible. And I think what we're going to do is go into the crafting table on a stick and make some polished diorite stairs for this, because that's going to make it just look a little bit neater. Oh yeah, there we go. Now we could also put in some slabs and stuff, but I think for the moment this is okay. Now, this is pretty good. It's getting energized steel, but if we want anything better, like the niotic crystal, with diamonds or the emerald variant, we're going to need much more power out of these energizing rods. So, do I want to wait for this to finish? We'll put down one more basic energizing rod. No, we might as well put down two, to be honest. Get as much power out of this thing as we can, get these going as quick as possible. And let's go now and make some new energizing rods. Now, I forget that the thermal power plant is really connected to the mechanism tower, so it's super quick and easy to go back over here to our computer system. Now, I've got a few more patterns in here. We're going to automate some of these energizing rod patterns. So there we go, an energizing rod starter. We want that. That is used to make the energizing rod basic. So we want to teach a block of quartz. Why not? And we're going to go through these until we can craft the best possible energizing rod through patterns that we possibly can. So here we go. This is all of the patterns we're going to require for these extra energizing rods. It's basically just these upgraded capacitors using blazing, energized steel, niotic, and spirited crystals. Pretty cool. So that should be everything. Oh, and of course, the block of quartz as a very important pattern indeed. So in theory now, we can go through this whole chain and make exactly what we need. Let's give it a go. So take a look, it's all automated now, and if we search for @power, you can see it gives us the options to craft some of these amazing things. So number one, we're going to want a little bit more power. So let's see what we can craft. We could actually just leave this to brew in the background, and it'll craft us up some amazing power. We can come back and get it all up and running. But let's just try and speed up our energizing orbs first. So we want to try and make, I think, probably about 3. Yeah, we'll go for 3 energizing rods blazing. Start the bus. Boom. Looks like it's got everything it needs. Everything is available. Some things need to be crafted, like, for example, the blazing crystals, but it shouldn't be a big problem. Get going. Now, I'm worried that power is going to run out in our system before this all gets crafted. Crafter is locked, but as soon as it becomes available... Yeah, there we go. So yeah, that goes down as the crafter gets pulsed. Pretty cool, but watch out, because yeah, if this starts to go red, we're going to be running low on power. How's the crafting coming along? Yeah, okay, so it's 85% of the way through. Oh, it even gives you like, is that countdown going down or up? It's going up, so that's a counter of how long it's taken. But we're getting there, we're very close. Just 4 more crafts of blazing crystal, and we should have what we need. Oh man, it's so cool to watch this happening. Auto-crafting is so powerful. I cannot emphasize how much you should be doing auto-crafting in Skyblock. It can be so tempting to think, well, it's a lot of faff to set up, I can do things manually, and while yes, you will get to the point where you've just spent an hour going backwards and forwards trying to make all of these things crafted, when it will take you that hour to set up the auto-crafting system. So this will save you so much time down the line and is really essential. Obviously, Applied Energistics 2, the other kind of computer, has its own auto-crafting setup. But again, we're using refined storage because yeah, it's just a bit more easy, user-friendly. So the crafts are complete, and that means at power, we have in here 3 blazing energizing rods. We're going to suck these out and replace our inferior rods that we have at the moment with these bad boys. This should speed things up a little bit. So we'll remove this one because this one's kind of ugly out of the way. It's like the bastard child of energizing rods. And you never want to be a bastard child of anything. So yeah, I mean, look at Jon Snow. What a joke. Anyway, we're going to put these down here. And that should speed up this process massively. Now let's see if we can get some really good thermo generation going on. So we want some really good thermo generators. Not going to be easy because, yeah, power is an issue. But there we go, the system's back online. For now, at power, and what do we want to go for? Well, we can probably go for, I guess... You know what, let's go all the way. Let's make one thermo generator spirited. So we'll start this. It's going to require... Oh, it's missing some iron ingots. That shouldn't be a problem. I mean, I have to get our ore generation back up and running, which means I have to get more power into the system. But for now, oh my god, look at that blaze through. Fantastic. And yeah, we're going to go for one thermo generator spirited. So this generates 1.5k Fe per tick compared to what we have at the moment, which is hardened, which generates 150. So it's 10 times as good. One spirited generator. So just one of these is going to speed things up for us like crazy. Let's watch the craft happen. And, oh, it's going to take a lot of time. Oh, and it doesn't help that we keep losing power. Maybe there's something else we can do in the short term. Or not. Probably not. So do you know what? While we suffer through these brownouts, which are an inevitability, I'm going to go make myself a cup of tea. And I will see you guys in about 10 minutes when I reckon this craft is complete. Oh, exciting. I think it's done. Wow, that didn't even take 10 minutes. That was like 30 seconds. But in theory, we have at power now. Oh, yeah, there it is. So we have one spirited thermo generator. Just plugging this one in alone is going to speed things up massively and mean we can get even more. So let's give it a go. Over here to the power plant. And we'll put it right here. There we go. Thermo generator. And this is producing, whoa, okay. So the blaze crystal that we have underneath it is souping it up even more. It's producing 4,200 Fe per tick. Well, let's count up how many we're going to want. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 more of these spirited thermo generators. Let's get it done. Okay, now we're ready to rock. Everything is in the computer. Oh man, just look at how many things our computer system is going to craft for us. It's going to make all of these separate different crystals that are needed from power, all of these blazing capacitors, basic capacitors. This is nuts. Like I said, it would take you like a whole weekend to craft all of this stuff if you were doing it manually. Oh yeah, but we can queue it up in the computer and there it goes. Oh, it's speeding through now. And there goes the power. Well, I'll catch up with you guys in a little bit. Oh man, it's crazy, but you know what? I'm going to take some time to hang out on the roof and look out over the Skyblock, because you know what? I wonder where exactly we are. What's the story behind this? I mean, one day, I just woke up in this crazy weird world in the sky. I mean, where are we? Are we like in some other dimension? Maybe we're trapped inside some kind of weird wizard's soul gem. I mean, who knows? The story behind the Skyblock could be anything. All I know is that beyond the borders of my Skyblock, I don't know what's out there. It could be that we go far enough and we eventually run into land. There could even be another player out there, God forbid, who could come and steal my stuff. Who knows? Anyway, I reckon we're going to have what we need now. Hopefully, maybe, fingers crossed. Let's just swoop down, back up in the lift. Oh man, I love my buildings. This is so cool. The Skyblock is going great. I'm having a great time. In fact, while we wait for all these brownouts, I'm going to show you how I got all the dirt to build that amazing platform. So basically, you're probably wondering, I didn't actually make a new dirt setup. Well, I actually did. Over here. Let's step over to our ore factory. Now, as you can see, the EMC chest over here is making leaves, and it's pulling the leaves via item pipes from pipes, because this is actually a bit quicker than the mechanism one, and it's pulling those leaves into Exdiorum barrels over here. You can see they're filling up with leaves, turning into dirt. Then this purple barrel is pulling all that dirt out, and oh yeah, look at this. Like, we got 24,000 dirt already. Dirt for days. So yeah, if we want to build a new planet, we could basically return the Skyblock into Earth. We could basically create a whole world here if we wanted to. We've got that much dirt. Anyway, let's see how the crafting is getting along. But let this be a lesson to you guys. Do not follow the same mistakes that I have. Always make sure that you have enough power to do what you're going to do. Most importantly, critically, make sure your computer never runs out of power. What I'm going to do is set up some solar panels, I reckon, from Mechanism around the outside of the edge of this building, and I'm going to use those solar panels to power the computer, because that way it's always on its own system, and it should, in theory, never run out of power, because otherwise, like I said, you're in real trouble. Okay, here we go, the final few crafts, and yeah, the whole thing has only taken 99% amazing 35 minutes. Oh man, but I'll tell you what though, this episode, more than any other episode before it, has caused me to fall absolutely in love with auto-crafting and the crafters here at Refined Storage. They are so powerful, so potent, and they save you so much time. Admittedly, that did take 30 minutes, however, that was 30 minutes where I could go and do something else, so if I had my computer up and running, I could have done so many more things in that time. But I've learned my lesson on that front, and solar panels are definitely going to be an important craft for us. So where are we? Thermo generators, 16 of these bad boys. Do they not stack? No, they don't stack, so we're dragging them all into our inventory, as you do. Let's go plug these in. Oh yeah, the moment of truth. Finally, reaping the rewards of this episode. So dig up all the old ones, don't need any of these. Now, one great thing also about auto-crafting is the fact that we can recycle all of these. When we eventually do go to the tier above Spirited, we can reuse these hardened generators because they are used in the craft of the next level of item. So very cool. Can't pick them up because, yeah, they don't stack. Cool. Whoops, no, that's the wrong one. Oh yeah, look at that. So many thermo generators at Spirited level, all generating 4,200 a tick. There's only one way to find out how much power this is actually getting us, and that's by hooking up the battery to receive power from the network. So we'll just switch a Rooski this induction port to input. Now when we right click on the battery, whoa, yeah, look at this. Look at how quickly the power is flying into here. That is insanely quick. And this is combined with all of our machines that are currently operating. Wow. Oh man, yeah, this is going to be great. So we are still in need of even more power, and believe it or not, the nuclear power generator from Mechanism generates even more power than this. It's going to be nuts. Now, before we end the episode, one thing I do want to do is add some cool doors for these doorways over here. Basically, we want this doorway over here to be nice and big, like a walk-in door, but these doorways at the front were always meant to have some kind of cool door. So we're going to take a look in the menu, and what kind of cool doors can we put in here? But we want something glass, something a bit futuristic. Oh, what's this? Sliding glass door from McCaw's Doors. Don't mind if I do, let's get a few of these. These could be incredible. Let's put them down, see how they look. Oh, well, they don't connect. Well, these look amazing, but because they don't connect, I think they're a no. Oh, what's this? A framed glass door from Create. We can make framed glass with, oh my god, stone cutting? Well, we can do that, not a problem. But there we go, let's try these ones out instead, because I have a feeling these are going to be much better. Create always delivers, so let's try them out. Get rid of those doors, and give these a bit of a try. Oh yeah, look how smooth that is. These are beautiful. Love them to bits. So a massive thank you for watching this episode where we crushed auto-crafting even further, got our energizing orb automated through the crafters, and totally upgraded our thermal power generation. Now we're getting some really good, really consistent, renewable power via heat. That's a great position to be in, but next episode, I want to pioneer on with Mechanism. We're really close to the end of it. Well, not really close to the end of it, but we can get a nuclear reactor pretty soon, and those are crazy fun to do. So I can't wait to jump into that. A massive thank you for watching. A massive thank you to my Patreon members and my YouTube members. You guys are super fantastic. As always, keep your comments, suggestions, and queries coming in the comment section, and I will always heart and like them when I see them. But until next time, my dudes, take care.